Yo, yo. So, April the 29th, I'm in Robinson's in Cebu. Just finished a meeting in Denny's, and I'm on the way up to the third floor to get myself some lunch. I'll have a little wander around, and in the meantime, have a wee natter into my phone about what's going on here with me and in the greater Cebu district. Here we are. Some of the lads from the meeting over there. I guess they presume I'm actually talking to somebody on the phone, not just talking to myself. Okay. So yeah, yesterday I was listening to this fella and he's talking about the tariff war, and in a matter of weeks the shelves will be empty. In America anyway. In a matter of weeks the shelves will be empty. Jeff Bezos was saying 70% of his stuff comes from China, and he was talking about he's going to put a tag on his boxes indicating exactly how much of the price is due to tariffs, as if that would make any difference. Jack Miller on his Bitcoin podcast was saying when it comes to government debt, the only people who are buying it now are these Cayman Island hedge funds, and then also the stable coin Tether. And we saw last week there was a change to the rules, the banking rules. This is pending proper legislation. But what Jack Miller says is the banks are going to start up buying debts. The banks are going to start buying up the debt. More liquidity is on the cards, and that's good for Bitcoin. What's good for Bitcoin is good for me. I'm not going to talk about that too much here though. In case you are wondering, how does a man live the kind of life that I live in a no thank you, the kind of life that I live in the Philippines? Well, I work off a laptop. I am an English teacher. I earn $25 an hour. I work 14 to 18 hours a week, and that's good enough. That's good enough for me. I live a good life here, teaching online. Before this, I was in Vietnam. I was in Ho Chi Minh. That's where I started as an English teacher. I was there for 4 years. Was I 2 years I was 2 years in Saigon. Then I had my first big relapse and my second big relapse. I went to treatment back in Ireland for 3 months. And after that, then I went to China for a year. After China, both myself and Kay ended up back in Hanoi, and we stayed in Hanoi for 2 years. And then there was the pandemic. So that brings you up to date. Where I am, who I am, what I'm doing here. That's 3 minutes and 35 seconds of me ranting. I'm on my way off to get my lunch.
Jim.
How much is this?
Sir?
How much?
15.
15.
25.
There you go. 25?
25?
Yeah, 25.
Okay.
Okie dokie. Up here in Cebu IT Park. Have my funky headphones on again. Remember these things? I just finished a Starbucks. I am contemplating a munch, but certainly not in the mood for your Kentucky Fried Chicken, your Jollibee and your McDonald's. What is it about those food companies always stacked in on top of themselves like a big dirty junk food orgy? Distraction. Here, is it just me, or as we as a human species becoming far more distracted? That's not a tangent I've gone down on much before here on this machine that I've been talking to myself upon. Although I have got a couple of clicks on my last YouTube video, so if you're watching this for the first time, welcome. You are one of my first subscribers. Please follow me as I navigate these 7,000 islands in the Philippines that I call home. I often joke that God would have woken up one day and said, fuck it, I'll have a bottle of whiskey for breakfast. And then with a little bit of a whiskey buzz around lunchtime, he was trying to make one of the countries on his little planet called Earth, and he accidentally made 7,000 little baby countries. So he just called it the Philippines. And that's where I am coming to you from, live from the Philippines. So, distraction. The human species. Are we, or are we not, losing our ability to focus on things? We have the physical embodiment of a bag of heroin in technology form in our hand and in our pocket at any given time. How many times a day do we pick the phone up out of our pocket and look at nothing in particular? Maybe a YouTube video. Oh lads, I'm getting run over. That was a zebra crossing. I could have been a zebra. These didn't even stop for me. Anyway, we're jumping from YouTube videos to Spotify, over to Amazon Kindle, back into Spotify, maybe go on to Reddit for a while. And what could have been an hour well spent has now disappeared into a black hole. And then you put your phone back in your pocket, you pull it back out maybe half an hour later, boom! You may as well be injecting heroin into your testicle, because another couple of hours are gone. Yeah. And then with the texting as well, text messages. How many people are we even texting? Who are we texting? Why aren't we picking up the phone and just making a phone call? Why is it harder for us to do that? Have actual real conversations with real people about real things that might be pressing. But instead we're scrolling. There was a fella a while back who was talking about that infinite scroll, which is the latest feature of Facebook, you know, where you're constantly scrolling down and down and down. And he said that what they've done is they've harnessed the same part of your brain where if you're reading a book or watching a movie, you don't want to stop because you're afraid of missing out, so you keep on going. So the infinite doom loop, or the infinite doom scroll, it's the same thing that we're on at the moment. Anyway, look, I'm just going to shut up for now. Okay, I'm going to waffle another little bit and then I'm going to put the phone away. If indeed people do start watching this with a little bit more vigor, you might be pleased to know that I do intend to start talking to a few more people on this thing. I have done it before, you know, stuck a phone in somebody's face. Come here till I ask you a story for YouTube. I used to be a lot better at it, but I'm a bit squeamish. You know, if somebody asked me that question, come here till I stick a camera in your face and ask you some crazy questions. I mean, how do people react? I thought it might be a bit of an icebreaker. I mean, obviously you wouldn't come straight out with it like that. You'd start chit-chatting first, and then you might say, by the way, I'm a YouTuber. I have a YouTube channel. People already have a fascination over here with us foreigners, and when you have a camera and they hear the idea that they might have an audience, or they might be viewed by hundreds of thousands of people, people react differently. So I might be able to meet new people and share better stories. I did meet a fella earlier on today. He was a techie from California, and he was asking me about how do you go about becoming an online English teacher. So I gave him some pointers, and that was good. Then it was just got a little bit too hot, so I quit. And I had to go back anyway because I had some evening classes. Oh, I also ran 6 miles, so that was quite an achievement. There's a half marathon that I'm thinking about doing on the 22nd of June. So watch this space. Anyway, that's it from me, my second video. I hope people from that last video, which is now at 3,000 views, I hope some people from that last video are now watching this one. And if you are watching this one and by some miracle you've managed to come all the way to the end of the video, please hit the subscribe button. Right? For fuck's sake, I never thought I'd be saying something stupid like that. Please hit the subscribe button. Over and out from Mr. McSmiley Face, episode 2.